And we're live. Thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Wednesday, June 15 already, 2016. It's 4:30 in the afternoon, so we shall begin our council meeting. May I have a roll call, please?
Pete Hamill.
Here.
Randy Funkert.
Here.
Brad Hint.
Here.
Greg Gills.
Here.
Zach Sawyer.
Here.
Thank you. First on our agenda is public comments. Are there any public comments? If there are, now would be the time to come to the podium and state your name, share your comment. We have none, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. Looking at that, do you have any questions, comments? And if there are none, we would need a motion to approve.
So move. Support.
Thank you. Last request for comments. Roll call, please.
Sawyer.
Aye.
Gills.
Aye.
Hamill.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Funkert.
Aye.
Thank you. In old business, number 3 on our item is the consideration of the second reading to be approved and passed to the third reading, and this is regarding our water sewer ordinance.
I'll make the motion to approve that to the third reading.
Support.
Thank you. Any comments regarding the water sewer ordinance? I have a roll call, please.
Funkert.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Gills.
Aye.
Hamill.
Aye.
Sawyer.
Aye.
Thank you. Going into new business, the 3.4 million taxable general obligation capital loan note series, we have 2 resolutions to consider. As Scott has informed us, this is more as a housekeeping, something required to receive the notes, the bonds. I can't even talk right now. Do you need to elaborate at all, Scott? Does anyone have questions? If not, we'll need a motion on the first resolution. Do you have any comments or questions? Okay, I'm going to read the first resolution. To consider resolution appointing paying agent, note register, and transfer agent, approving the paying agent and note register and transfer agent agreement, and authorizing the execution of the agreement. That is our first resolution to consider.
I'll move to approve. Support.
Thank you. If there's no discussion, a roll call, please.
Hint.
Aye.
Sawyer.
Aye.
Gills.
Aye.
Funkert.
Aye.
Hamill.
Aye.
Thank you. And then the second resolution is to consider the resolution approving and authorizing a form of loan agreement and authorizing and approving for the issuance and levying a TA to pay the notes. Tax, I see that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
A TA.
I saw that too.
Sorry.
We're good. I don't have an original copy of that. But anyway, a tax to pay the notes, approval for the continuing disclosure certificate, and we're all good on that, Ange. Do you have any questions, comments?
I'll make the motion to approve that resolution.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
If there's no discussion, I have a roll call, please.
Hint.
Aye.
Sawyer.
Aye.
Hamill.
Aye.
Gills.
Aye.
Funkert.
Aye.
You never want to assume. Thank you on what else that word might be. Okay, number 5, considering the resolution of support for the State of Iowa Recreational Trail Program, Scott has information, and it is also before us on what the Parks and Rec Trail has been discussing and considering. And if you would please share with us, Scott, I would greatly appreciate
Sure.
it.
Yeah, the Recreation Trail Board has actually been working on this for a number of months already. We actually made contact with Northwest Iowa Planning and Development as they kind of work through the preliminary design. Beck Engineering out of Spirit Lake, who also has been doing some topo work for the event center project. So if you recall, we contracted with them to put together some preliminary design options of extending that recreation trail around the pond. What you see before you there, we kind of broke it into kind of 2 parts. One you'll see is referred to as the base bid option, and then what we have is alternate A. What the Rec Trail board and I guess staff is recommending that we hold off on alternate A at this point at the proposed park area, just for the simple fact until we know more as far as how that's going to develop, where the playground equipment's going to be. Do we ever, put in, other gazebos and amenities out there? And is there even a need to ever put another rec trail there? Because we do have a loop along the roadway of 34th Avenue that extends through that area. So as you see there, we've been talking with Northwest Iowa Planning Development Corporation. There's a few different grants that are available. There's a grant deadline coming before us, which is July 15 for the State Recreational Trail Program, State of Iowa Recreational Trail Program, which is through the DOT. It's a 75 cost estimate for the base bid portion is $326,692.93. We will request for the full amount and basically the 75% portion of it. So the 25% local match comes to $81,674. Initially in the conversation that I had with Northwest Iowa Planning Development was only for the actual pavement. Well, the thing that's related to the paving and installing of the trail is eligible, so this full $326,000, which is for the grading, installation, everything along the trail is eligible under this program. So the Recreational Trail Board cover that matching portion due to the fact they do have available funds in their account to cover that matching portion. So any specific questions anyone has on that resolution of support to include with the grant? I guess from a priority standpoint, conversations we've had, the event center I think was deemed as probably obviously project number one on the radar of the master plan. I think rec trails developed around the pond. Just to make you aware, there's another REAP grant. Don't ask me off the top of my head to tell you what that stands for through the DNR. We are also considering, and that'll probably be coming before the council sometime in July, we would be eligible up to $100,000 through a REAP grant if we were awarded funding, and there's no match required towards that grant. What we are considering with that is maybe some of the other amenities that we've discussed around the pond, such items as sheen space and park area, playground equipment. At one time we talked about like a handicap accessible dock, fishing pier of some sort down in the pond. So what we talked about, and Todd and I've kind of been talking to Terry Bolches with O'Brien County Conservation Board on getting some information, possible cost estimates to potentially submit an application for some of those other items as we develop this area. So that deadline is August 1. So like I said, we'd probably bring that back in July, another potential resolution of support towards that application. So otherwise, that's all I have. If there's any specific questions.
A couple questions. The sidewalk that's shown, is that a wider sidewalk, going to be a wide on the west? I'm assuming that's the west end of the pond. Is that a sidewalk?
That's the kind of the dark. That's the existing sidewalk. Are you asking if that's wider?
Is that
That's already there.
Is that a 10-foot or an 8-foot wide, or is it just a standard? Is that part of the
I don't
trail?
remember off the top of my head anymore. Do you remember, Todd?
It's wider, it's 10 or 8.
Okay, so
And
it is
it-
made wider.
I think it's 8.
And 8 will qualify if it's next to a roadway.
Yeah, okay.
It needs to be 10 if it's further away than so many feet. Idea being for ambulance access. But if it's near enough a roadway, it can be 8 foot. And I'm not sure which that is.
It's not just a 4-foot or whatever.
No.
It's made wide.
It's-
That was made
it's
wider.
adequate.
Good. All right, good. And then that little finger that comes down on the east end, is that trail part of the trail also down? I'm assuming that would
Yes, that would be the access down to the
to the
water.
fishing pier. Possibly that would be.
Yep.
in that.
Or blank. It's a way to get to the water.
Okay.
That's about the best area on that whole pond as far as with handicap accessibility of accessing the water.
The rest of the banks are pretty steep, so they'll take some doing to get.
Sure.
We'll see.
No, but that is part of the trail that is included in there. Okay, good.
Any other questions?
It's nice to see grants a little more with nicer matches. It's been a while. Remotely, so 75-25 match is pretty nice.
Wonderful.
It's
Heard it's fairly competitive. I'm not sure how many dollars are in the pot
That's what I was going to ask.
per se, but we of course, always being biased, think we have a pretty good application here.
well,
You gotta try
With
before
what's
you do it.
happening out here and the connection around the pond and the other amenities, I mean, I think we can tell a pretty good story of our master plan that's been done, and it's not like, hey, we just thought of this overnight, let's put it.
I think it's a plus that we're adding to an existing system. They like to see that, and they like to.
Sure.
I think we got a lot of points going for us, so we'll see. If not, we'll go to Plan B or C or D or whatever.
Done that before.
So today's resolution is just showing a sign of support, move forward with it.
Yep, submitting, basically agreeing to the match, but the match has been approved by the Recreation Trails Board to cover that match.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to approve that.
Support.
Okay. Any other comments? I think it's a wonderful opportunity, so apply and see what we can't get. May I have a roll call, please?
Sawyer.
Aye.
Hamel.
Aye.
Funkert.
Aye.
Hint.
Aye.
Gills.
Aye.
Number 6 in our agenda is setting the date and time for a public hearing regarding a rezoning request. This date would be July 6, 2016, and that would be our 12 o'clock noon council meeting. And we would need a motion to approve setting that date and time for the public.
Support.
Thank you. And may I have a roll call, please?
Hamel.
Aye.
Hint.
Yes.
Funkert.
Aye.
Gills.
Aye.
Sawyer.
Aye.
Number 7, our agenda, Kurt's going to come up. He's got some information regarding a housing program with the SCDC.
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. SCDC, we've been working on the implementation of a housing program, obviously, with the big need of housing here. There's a few final details we are still trying to incorporate as far as that program is concerned. So today, I'd like to push it off as far as the consideration for the program until our July 6th meeting. There's a few important details I want to make sure that are ironed out before we actually roll the program out. So I know that we're trying to fine tune a few loose ends, and then hopefully we'll bring it back on July 6th and consider it at that time. So,
Okay.
okay.
Thanks, Kurt. All right, then last on our agenda is comments. No? Council to my left?
I did think we had a strong showing at the. I think we surprised them with our prowess, I guess. No thanks to me, but anyway, it was fun. It was a great project. I think everyone had a good time.
Yep. Lots of good comments. Good
Yeah.
idea, Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Greg.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for all participating. I was like a kid again. All the time. I tell you.
We couldn't tell, Greg. We couldn't tell.
My thanks to both KWA and Sheldon Mail Sun for the coverage you've given this. That was awesome as well. You really played it up, so it made it all the more fun. Thank you.
I would like to echo that. I was so excited to play, and I apologize that my life is consumed by VBS at this time. But kudos. When I said great job in the text message I sent out, I wanted to make sure you knew that I sincerely mean that. What a great idea. And I would love it. I thought maybe that we could do this annually. I know it's kind of premature to think about that, but why not kick off the baseball, softball season every year out there? And I can mark it on my calendar now not to do VBS at that time. So thank you, Greg. Great community event. I've heard nothing but great things about it, so thank you.
I am a little disappointed the council didn't sign up to have like a soccer scrimmage to kick off the game.
You should have organized it.
Hey, that's a great idea, Mike. We'll find some
I'm
people
very
to play.
confident we can take the school in that endeavor. So,
I'm with you on that.
But I do
Play
think
some
you need the
soccer.
ambulance there, though.
Yeah. Definitely need the ambulance there. Can we shorten the field?
Don't play to the week.
Yep. I have no other. Scott has something.
Just a reminder, the groundbreaking ceremony
Yes.
tomorrow morning for the Event Center project starts at 10:30 sharp. I don't anticipate a long program. I'd say by 11 o'clock, we just have a few folks making some comments. Reminder to park in the Holiday Inn Express parking lot. Go along the west side, kind of by the roadway and where the Holiday Inn Express is there. And we'll just be right into the alfalfa portion of the field there. So then people don't have to walk very far. And depending on the weather and whatnot, we potentially would have some refreshments and goodies, maybe inside the Holiday Inn Express if the wind is blowing and it's not real nice out. Just also kudos to the Holiday Inn Express. They've been fantastic to work with. We're going to have some of our progress meetings out there as well, and they're allowing us to actually use their conference room in there, which is nice. It's really close on site to actually meet right out there, and they are receptive to using their parking lot, et cetera, for tomorrow as well. So
Great.
that's all I
It's
have.
exciting. Can't wait for that one. Okay, no other comments then? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Support.
There we roll call, please.
Hamel,
Aye.
Bunker,
Aye.
Hint, Gills,
Aye.
We can go
Sawyer.
today. We are adjourned.
If you make the motion, you have to vote aye, don't you?